Welcome to C-Suite Scale, where executive minds unpack the real stories behind business growth. I'm joined today by Sarah Choudhary, who is the CEO of ICE Rideshare. Welcome, Sarah. Why don't you just kind of give me a brief introduction of yourself and your company?
Sure. So I'm Sarah Choudhary, and I'm a technologist and also work in an AI intersection, or you can say intersection of AI, quantum computing, architecture, and now cybersecurity as well. So my journey started in data science, evolved through kind of like artificial intelligence, and I have led many deep into that future secure systems and data and digital infrastructures. I'm also founder of ICE and CEO, which is a next generation ride-hailing platform designed not for just convenience, but also more kind of like a more AI and digital infrastructure, and also a resilience for the cyber threatened world as well. So we are building ICE with cybersecurity baked into the core. So for driver background checks and fraud-resistant identity validation to AI-driven mobility and anomaly detections for ride activity. So ICE is more than an app. It's kind of like a real-world experiment and how AI and security must coexist between for all of the projects or business kind of like different divisions. So this is what I'm working from day one. So because if we don't embed a cybersecurity from the start, we are just building kind of like a future attack surfaces. And with quantum computing on the horizon, where even the blockchain keys could be broken, I believe it's time we stop thinking into silos, and cybersecurity is just kind of like an add-on, it's a foundation. So my focus on ride-hailing company, which is a same like it's our popular two brands right now. So my journey is more into the AI architecture and into the cybersecurity world.
Awesome. I love that. So talk to me a little bit about how you got your vision for ICE.
So one of the main vision for ICE was to initiate some kind of a robust platform where we can integrate not only a technology, best of the technology, but also we need to see what exactly we are seeing the gaps from consumer side and also from the driver side as well. Definitely there is a revenue issues, lack of the proper revenues, and also for the for the consumer side, the safety concerns. So we go through with AI detections. We are anomaly detection of the driver behavior with some IoT devices as well within the car itself, which can basically track all the driver's records plus the driver activity. And if user allow, we can use the conversation to make or guide the driver to make next ride more comfortable for rest of the people. So this was a vision to make it a more comfortable and more safe and secure ride experience for more of the world, in USA first, and then we plan to launch in the North Carolina, and then gradually we will move into the East Coast to the our nationwide as well.
That's great. So how is the implementation of also the self-driving cars helping your business or just affecting it in general?
So I don't think so it's affecting in general, but I believe in one thing that where we are in that robotic world, we are in the time where most of the automation, and we don't know what if we are in a robotic chat GPT era or not. We are not for sure. But yeah, that's more kind of like a collaboration. But I think human touch definitely need to be there. So self-driving cars are reshaping the ride-hailing industry, but traditional ride-hailing models depends on the human drivers. With self-driving cars, more kind of like a valuable asset. It's not driver, it's the data trust and the real-time system integration. So IC is built around kind of like a philosophy that AI-based route optimization, fraud prevention, and real-time telemetry monitoring, and also end-to-end identity verifications as well. Where self-driving vehicles become the norm, we will be ready for that as well. So not just for the ride, but also we want to kind of like a merge of human touch, where you can see your daily drivers and talk with them kind of like a real human, but also manage a secure, intelligent, and self-learning kind of a transport network as well. Self-driving cars are valuable, but also on the other side vulnerable as well, not just to the traffic errors, but to the remote hacking and also spoofing and kind of like a data injection and AI model manipulations. So as a founder, I deeply involved in these kind of questions and answers like cybersecurity, quantum AI. So we can bring kind of like a unique advantage. So we are already integrating zero trust security models into ICE. I am aware that vehicles become softwares on wheels, so the attack surface grow exponentially. So we need to more understand the quantum resistance, kind of like encryption and AI behavior firewalls that are basically no longer optional. It need to be like more mission critical. So when other launch self driving fleets, ICE will definitely lead, but with a more secure autonomy.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's definitely good to be proactive on that. Sounds like you're really on top of that, which is just great. So, talk to me a little bit about some of the other challenges you're seeing just in the current cybersecurity landscape and vulnerabilities that need more urgent attention right now.
One of the things I would say is more urgent, I would say, thing is that we already have a quantum processes capable of cracking today's stronger encryption in minutes, right? So that means theoretically, most of our internet banking, healthcare records, blockchain wallets, they are kind of like they could be unlocked like a diary. And no, this is not kind of like a fiction. It's kind of like already tested in the real secure labs. So the reason we don't see quantum widely commercialized yet because cybersecurity is not ready. Quantum threatens the entire digital trust infrastructure, so it can break RSA, ECC, and even blockchain cryptography as well. So instead of asking when will quantum computing arrive, we need to more kind of like a push our, you can say, conscious into the cybersecurity world. What kind of AI-powered cybersecurity system can defend us before it does. So I can give you some kind of like a real-time examples or incident where AI could have saved the billions. One of their solar wind hacks that happened in 2020, where a Russian APT, which was an advanced persistent threat that inserted malicious code into a trusted, updated kind of like a form of solar winds, and it affects over 18,000 clients, including Fortune 500s and US government agencies as well. So if behavior-based AI anomaly detection had been running in real time, in the code signing or the endpoint level, this breach could have identified within hours instead of months. Same like if you remember 2021 Colonial Pipeline attack, there was a ransomware group shutdowns 45% of the US East Coast fuel supply, and just by stealing the VPN password. AI-based login anomaly detection again with the time geofencing behavior patterns could have flagged this login as a kind of like a suspicious instantly before even encryption starts scripts ever run. So with same like Equifax breach, where over 147 million people's credit basically was impacted over the leak due to unpatched kind of like a Apache status vulnerabilities. So AI can monitor system configurations and vulnerability that exposure in the real time, and then force critical patch automation based on the threat intelligence trends. So these are a lot of use cases that where I can see that what could be lesson learned from these kind of things. For example, AI actually working very great in the predictive defense, which is AI just do not detect the threats, it predicts as well based on the pattern recognition and the large scale activity logs. It can forecast the behavior of potential intrusions as well. With the behavior biometrics instead of passwords, AI look at how you type, move your mouse or your activities, or access the system basically, and block user with mismatched behavior, which is a behavior biometrics. Same I have learned recently about the AI SecOps Copilot, which is a think of a kind of like a generative AI assistant for your security teams. So it can analyze the logs, summarize the threats and also suggest some kind of like a steps in seconds and like no more alert fatigue. So there is a lot of use cases where we can implement AI with cybersecurity, and these are some of the risk and standards. Like if you don't take care now, it could be really harmful.
Yeah. Wow. That is kind of scary, just kind of like learning more about the landscape of the risks that are out there within the cybersecurity space. You really have to be, which, you're definitely on top of this in, building a business from the ground up as you're doing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of some of the education that you try to put out there to people just to make them aware of, AI, how it can be so both helpful and then also any, scams that can also be related to AI out there?
So w- we need to talk more kind of like advanced technologies. Let's talk about, I would say, the elephant in the room is a quantum plus blockchain. Blockchain is supposed to be unhackable, right? But with the quantum processors, with enough qubits, could actually reverse engineer private keys and break some digital signatures as well. If that happened, just not crypto, but smart contracts and digital identity platform also could collapse. So that's why I say quantum security must go hand in hand with quantum computing. Post quantum cryptography is already being developed, but it's not enough. So we need AI to simulate attacks against post quantum algorithm to find kind of like a weak spots before hackers do. More kind of like a simulation of those. Monitor for potential quantum power anomalies in real times, and which these tools can help also build the dynamic self-healing cybersecurity layers that adapt as fast as the threat evolves. So my stance on that, on this kind of like a some expertise that I have learned, I'm still learning. So we are entering an era where these are not separate discipline anymore. They quantum fuels the power, and AI fuels intelligence, and cybersecurity fuels the trust. So without trust, we lost everything from digital currencies to national infrastructure. And this is what I think we need to move forward with this kind of like approach to not to take as a like further separate discipline, but more kind of like a interconnected kind of system.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. How soon do you think that this interconnected system is on the horizon realistically for us?
Uh, well, I would say like it depends as well. It's not much far away because how fast we are evolving our AI technology and also the quantum algorithms, QML views, and different other technologies as well. I think it's not the era is pretty much we are on the edge where we should start seeing these opportunities. There are definitely, as I mentioned, for predictive algorithms and all this stuff, there are in defense as well. There are opportunities if you see other countries, especially Europe and China, if we need to compete. We definitely have one of the best defense system in our country, but with AI, I think this could be one of the best opportunity to start looking into some opportunities, some kind of like a build some systems or some specific code where we can interact more with the with AI and cybersecurity and feed into our latest systems.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's fantastic. So much knowledge and just a lot of proactivity that you're, being on top of everything. So talk to me a little bit about how you have, grown and scaled ICE Rideshare to make sure that, it's getting out there as far as what you're doing.
With ICE, we are especially when because of the nature of my business, it's more kind of like a ride sharing company where we have not only the ride share but also rental on the same platform. We have a drop services as well. So we have especially see the current infrastructure and ecosystem. We really need to put some kind of like a driver background check and the fraud resistant identity. So these kind of things I am focusing on because I want to make eyesight as a future of a ethical intelligence, kind of like a ride hailing. So iSight is not just kind of like another clone of a ride-hailing existing company. It's a kind of like a strategically engineered. It's a trust-first ride-hailing platform. It's AI at the core, for smart machining, route optimization, fraud prevention, and also cybersecurity built in. It's kind of like a not bolted on, which is basically to protect both riders and drivers as well. And it's a localized, transparent, human-first experience tailored for kind of like a unexpected kind of a markets, and it's starting the non-pellet. So we are closing it kind of like a building a more kind of like a more secure and trusted ride-hailing network, which is a grounded more kind of like accountability and AI automation.
Okay, great. And is the ideal kind of customer for you anybody just like myself or my neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much would apply to anyone.
Yes, definitely, because it's for consumers and drivers both. Anyone can be, for example, for ideal consumer profile, I will say for eyesight is everyday riders. For example, for you, working professionals, it could be students or parents, anyone kind of like that. So we prioritize safety, accountability, and trust. Our locations are in North Carolina urban area as well. The pain points we have are like we had very uncomfortable and safe kind of experience with a big name ride hailing. And what they want is kind of like verified drivers, fast customer support, and a secure, respectful ride. This is what I said everybody want. And because ICE is no kind of like a uh, um, uh, basically it's more kind of a right survey to respect their everyone's background, make sure there's a transparency and ensure the professionalism is over there. That's why we are capturing behavior data, but we are not selling it outside because we respect everyone's privacy. The data will be key within the platform and can be deleted on your request. This is one of the things because I personally advocate AI ethicals and ethical privacy ground a lot. So that's why I focus on that as well. And also we have it's kind of like a very secure and local, and there was a kind of like a, data privacy perspective. How I frame ICE approach to data is making it clear like privacy is not just a feature, it's the principle over here. So the narrative will serve you well as well, kind of like, for the investors as well, and marketing, even a policy conversation as well. So we don't sell the trust, we earn it. So that's why data privacy is a core pillar in our vision. So not as a afterthought, while other platform treat user data as a kind of like a commodity, you will say. We treat it as a contract. So a contract of respect, consent, and purpose. So we collect only what is necessary to match riders and drivers accurately. We make sure that drivers stay and also riders stay safe as well, like location sharing, trip behavior, these kind of a safety kind of a features we are going to track. And we also protect against with these kind of like a trends, we can protect against fraud and misuse as well. And it's also help us improve the route efficiency and the customer support too. So no unnecessary background tracking for no reason, no surveillance based kind of like a profiling. And zero sell policy is one of the ICE that we will never sell users or driver data to advertisers, third-party data brokers or analytical firms as well. And we are more local processing and minimal storage, which is like more sensitive information like real-time location is processed locally, or you can say not stored in the long-term kind of like a databases. We have end-to-end encryptions where trip communications and user location data will be encrypted and in transit and at the rest. User will have a full control over their data, what's shared, and how long and with whom. For example, family tracking or something like that. And only vetted ICE staff can access the limited data for sport or safety issues, and every access is logged and reviewed. So we are too much into compliance plus ethical kind of engineering design. So even GDPR is not in USA, but we follow GDPR, CCPA, and HIPAA kind of inspired data hygiene practices, even if it's not legally required yet in the markets, but we are moving forward to adopt it. So our AI models learn the behavior patterns and not personal identities. That means no facial recognition will be stored, no emotion detections, no AI bias agents against names or authenticities or backgrounds. So we optimize for the engagement basically, and we optimize for safety, accuracy, and fairness. And why this matter? Because in the world where every app is secretly listening,
Yeah.
tracking, and or selling, our app is the one that guards your movement and also the dignity as well. So I have another business which I chef, which is a home food delivery at your doorstep using the same engineering model. But it's a more kind of, it's not, doesn't have a cybersecurity stuff over there, but it's a kind of like a more how it's different from our existing models, how it's been working as a system.
hmm That's great. It sounds like you have a really strong competitive differentiator there with your vision. How are you going about making sure that people can know about you, they can find you, and just marketing overall?
Um, I'm on LinkedIn most of the time. So I have a link tree. You can put that, you can search me Sarah Choudhary on LinkedIn. I always answer the chats or the queries or anything like that. And I actively use it. And also, for example, when I post a lot about AI security and quantum computing, and also I learned some neuroscience as well. So post some kind of because these all are interact. If you learn machine learning, you will see it's a process based on our brain patterns. That's what the quantum computing and qubits are. So yeah, for iChef and yeah, campaigns for cultural food stories and all this stuff. So this is we are working with some student ambassadors, some TikTok creators, and local community groups as well to boost visibility, where trust matter more and welcome more to anyone who want to interact for the marketing purpose.
Okay, awesome. Is the app, can it be found on like the App Store?
It will be available by end of this month, iChef, and for ICE Ride, we are officially going to launch in August.
That's really exciting. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that's awesome. And so I would ask what the, excitement is for the rest of 2025 and then even beyond. But I would guess, just launching this on, the App Store is probably that.
Yes, we are starting in North Carolina. Yeah, that's one of the visions. So to evolve both ICE and iChef into AI-powered community-rooted ecosystem, not just kind of like apps. So we are building towards more kind of like a autonomous kind of a future. So by 2026, we aim to integrate AI-driven fleet monitoring system for both human and autonomous drivers, and launch ICE safety protocols as a SaaS layer for other mobility platform as well, and expand ICE Ride, ICE Drop, and rental into 5 major cities. So long-term ICE will be known as not just for the transportation, but for pioneering kind of like a secure and ethical mobility infrastructure as well. On other side, for iChef, which is a Airbnb of food, connecting home kitchens to the local demand, and by 2025, by end of this year or 2026 start, we want to launch nationwide with AI driven meal matching based on your diet, mood, your medical needs as well. And we also going to introduce iChef Health, which is a curated meal plans from certified chefs and nutritions of your trust, of your choice, and also launch a kitchen micro franchise model, which is to empower more kind of like immigrant and also American people who are working from home or they're not working at all, retirees, veterans, women, and home chefs as well. So we are just building not kind of like a startups, but we are rebuilding kind of like a trust, a culture, and local economies through intelligent platforms.
Yeah, that's great. I'll definitely be watching for that as well. I mean, I feel like I've looked for, curated meal plans in several different apps, and I don't feel like, it's really the ones I've at least seen have really nailed it. But yours really sounds intriguing to me that it can really be customizable to what I'm looking for.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, I guess, do you have anything else that you would like to share just about your journey or others that are along the same journey as you?
I think the one suggestion I would say, I do a mentorship as well to different organizations. So one thing I would definitely more kind of like I didn't come from some kind of a legacy of tech founders or kind of like a venture back kind of a privilege. I came from a place where I had to earn the trust and prove the value and build the resilience, one step at a time. So that's why every business I create, whether it's ICE Rideshare, is grounded in something deeper, not just kind of like a profit. It's more kind of like a dignity, safety, and empowerment. So once you have a nation vision, I think then you can draw your business or your goals based on that. So I believe technology should do more than the disrupting, basically. So it should more kind of like a protect, connect, and elevate the real people. So this is what I would say. Like what I am building is not just because. I'm going through a specific model. You can use your energy, your background, or your education, which could be and use of kind of like a AI, and learn just and make sure you learn all these most powerful platform how it works. This kind of like one of the in your values as well. So yeah, this is what I would just have to say.
I love that. The sky really is the limit with AI, and giving anybody the opportunity to shine as long as they have a vision and they're willing to, you know, take one foot in front of the next step.
Definitely, definitely. And I think more we empower ourselves with the latest technology, not thinking as a kind of like a blocker, more positive thoughts and more kind of like a, progressive or growth set kind of a mindset we will start building. And I see a lot of people, they feel like, oh, I am not growth set mind. I always see negativity in some stuff. That could be used for the growth set as well, for your growth as well. You can see if you point out the negative things from a specific use cases is good for you. You can bring solutions for that. There's another opportunity. So being a positive mindset or negative or a growth mindset is not blocker for you. It's the theme that how you grab opportunity out of that. So make sure you learn AI, learn yourself with the cybersecurity, how it works, what is missing right now, and what you can do. These kind of I think question we should more ask ourselves, and then definitely there is a no limit, for to take a step further to make something kind of like more valuable for the community right now.
Love that. Love that. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for your insights and being on the show today. Really appreciate that. And, everybody take a look out for, ICE and the meal prep service as well.
Thank you so much, Pembroke.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. Have a great day.
You too, and thanks, bye.